Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Good day to you. My name is Yemi Olaleye. Today is another wonderful time to talk about the markets outlook for the week, covering for July 14th to 18th, 2025. Starting from the fundamental outlook on the forexfactory.com, focusing only on high impact news. On Monday 14th, we have All Bank Day on holiday in Euro, and we have French Bank holiday on this day, 14th. On Tuesday 15th, we have CAD and US dollar high impact news CPI focused on both currencies. Then we have 9 p.m. Great Britain pounds coming up as BOE Governor Bailey we speak. Wednesday, we have Great Britain pounds and US dollar coming up, CPI and PPI monthly by monthly focused. Thursday, we have another one coming up 2:30 a.m. Nigerian time, Australian dollar unemployment rate focus, and 1:30 p.m. US dollar core retails and unemployment claims. On Friday, we do not have any high impact news in the market. And quickly, let's go straight to what we have from the fundamental perspective to the technical perspective of the business of the week. Starting from the DXY, I start from the weekly outlook, and let's look at what the market is having for us. So last week analysis, we anticipated that we're going to see a bit of sell into this range before we have the buy to break that structure. And so far, so well, we are on the weekly demand zone, which has already put out for a buy. And currently what we are seeing in the market is a bullish structure, which means we can be waiting for more bullish structure in the market. And that could be as much as going as far to this price level here, which is about 2,940 points if we look at that critically. And that being said, on the weekly outlook, it means we're still expecting more bullish momentum on DXY in the days to come. Now, going to the daily time frame analysis, let's see what we have on the DXY. This lower level that has been marked is for the weekly time frame. This is weekly demand zone right here, right? And we are expecting more bullish momentum for now till the price gets here on the daily. So looking at the daily time frame perspective on the DXY, we still have the opportunity to see momentum in the coming days to beat above this price level. So regardless, I will be looking at the first level where we can have the price returning to. Let's see, we can have the bullish momentum can sustain up to this price level, which is very, very easy to see in the first 2 days of the market if this actually goes bullish, which is right here. And to say that on 4 hour time frame perspective, so let me take out this. On the 4 hour time frame perspective, what do we have there? Let's see what we have on the 4 hour time frame perspective. So on 4 hours, we have something like this on the chart. We look at the market from this perspective. We can expect the price of the market to buy to this price level. And when it does so, we can expect more bullish momentum from here as inversion till it gets to this price range here. So basically, it's going to be a fantastic week for DXY if the bullish momentum continues to rise, and we can expect the price to get to this price level above 100K, 100 point psychological zone right there. So this is very, very possible. We can see a lot of movements back into this range in the future. But let's keep up with what we have right here because the characteristics of an uptrend is higher highs and higher lows, which the market has sustained successfully in all of this time level, right? Higher highs and higher lows. So if we go by that, then we can expect more bullish momentum on DXY. If it's going to be bullish for DXY, what should we be expecting on the Euro US dollar? Excuse me. So on Euro US dollar, let's start from the weekly time frame analysis. This what I've analyzed for last week. And let's see. On the weekly time frame, what do we have here? On the weekly time frame, we've seen how the market has created a bearish engulfing candlestick formation pattern, which last week was high. The previous week high was here, and last week didn't get there at all. So, which means for this week, we can be expecting more bearish momentum in the market and to close a little bit of what this previous candle has done here. And looking at that from this perspective, it means we're still expecting more bearish momentum in the market. At least we're expecting nothing less than 70%, 70 pips down to this price range before we see reaction. So this is the weekly time frame perspective, and let's go to the daily. By the way, I need to say this. We may expect more bearish momentum beyond this level because on the weekly time frame, this is another very good zone we can expect the market to eventually come to in the long run if the XY keeps buying to the level we're expecting the buy to get to, which is about 400 pips sell to this price level on Euro US dollars. All right, so let's go to the daily time frame And let's see one thing we have here. So for the previous week, I marked some levels and I marked this level. So I'm going to make some reiteration on that now, and on 4 hour time frame, it will make more sense, but I don't want to repeat what is going on. So look at this from this perspective. This level was marked on 4 hour time frame, expecting the price to get there. But however, this is the daily time frame perspective. The market is creating lower lows in lower highs, meaning we still have more bearish momentum to cover in the market for now. And as a matter of fact, we have different levels, different zones where we actually have opportunity to see a buy in the future. One of those levels is here. Look at this zone here. We can expect the market to come into this range as well to give us a pull out. But then the market is not doing that now. So let's wait for the market to do what it has to do. We are not in a hurry. We're going to definitely make it in the market. And let's go to the 4 hour time frame and see. On daily time frame, we retain a bearish momentum, right? And let's say the 4 hour time frame perspective. Let's see what we have in there. On the 4 hour time frame perspective, we look at the price level here, as this is where I marked last week, where I was expecting the market to keep coming to before it pull out for a buy. Well, the market gets about 2 pips or 3 pips before the level and it's zoned out completely. But then it's absolutely fine. As a matter of fact, market actually moved there, but not much, just like this, because this was a level. If you can look, if you can see this, look at this very well. The price actually moved into the price range like this. This was a very good level the market has come to. It traded into it and it bounced out. I just expected more cleaner chart anyways. But then we're going to look at different levels today. We're going to see where we're expecting the market to come to in the nearest days to come. And if I'm going to be buying Euro US dollar, then I will be looking at a different price level right now. This is the level I'll be looking at. I'll be looking at this price level. If the look is to be calculated, this should be about 230 pips on average into this range. So expecting more bearish momentum on Euro US dollar till it gets to this price level and something like this. Then I can be looking forward to buy from here. And most likely, if the market actually still dump further, this is the weekly range we are expecting. Then we can refine the weekly range to find more bullish momentum opportunity as we find an entry within this zone on a lower time frame that we can also enter from. But for now, I'll be expecting that the market comes to this price level and I'll be taking a long position from here. So this will be the level I'll be anticipating right here. And this will be the Euro US dollar outlook for me, okay, for this week. All right. So the sell, I expect it to get into this range, and then from here I can look for a buy. On the 1 hour time frame perspective, do I need it? I don't need it really, but let me just share. Let me share it. On 1 hour time frame perspective, yes, the same thing is here. Just like you see, the same thing is here. So if I'm going to wait for the market to do that on intraday level, I can actually wait for the price to do something like this, do something like this, and when it gets here, I can expect a bit of reaction before it dumps further. Because right here we also have a demand zone. If I zoom the chart very well, you're going to see more clearly. This is another level I can be expecting a little bit of buy momentum from right here. So this is also possible before the market will now come into my real level where I'm expecting on the 4 hour time frame. So this is the outlook I have for Euro US dollar on this week, for this week rather, for this week. So the weekly time frame, the weekly zone, I'm going to take it out. Let's wait for what will happen first. Before then, I must have updated the charts and I'm going to share with you definitely. If you're seeing this for the very first time, like, share this video and subscribe to the channel and let's have a wonderful learning experience. All right, that's on the Euro US dollar. Let's check out what we have on Great Britain Pounds USD coming from the weekly time frame perspective, and let's look at the markets from that point of view. Okay, the previous week was bearish and it was bearish Aramic candlestick formation pattern right here. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. So last week analysis, I made claims that I'll be expecting more sell momentum in the market to get into this range. And last week actually sold. It did about 154 pips on average for a sell. And ideally, this is also a fantastic move. And when you look at these 3 candles together, this is forming an evening star candlestick formation pattern. These 3 candles right here is forming what? Evening star candlestick formation pattern. So if that should be the case, what should we be expecting? We should be expecting more sell momentum based on candlestick theory. Okay. That being said, let's go to the lower time frame and see how that might likely play out. On the daily time frame perspective, we have, this was my outlook for the last week. The last time I updated this chart, I was anticipating to see the sell getting into this range and start buying from here. But then what exactly is in this range? So we're going to check that again, but let's take this out for now and let's see what we have. Currently, we have this structure right here, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and the last trading day of last week was a massive bearish momentum for the bears in the market, which ended and closed at 1.34825. Currently, this is very good and fantastic. What can we be expecting for the week? For this opening week, yeah, we can be expecting more bearish momentum as well after a little bit of significant retracement to this price level. If that happens, if it doesn't, I'm still holding on a bearish momentum for this week on Great Britain pounds US dollar. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame perspective and see. So now we have the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame perspective, this is a level that I would be anticipating. This is it right here. This is the level. You can see from last week, I've been expecting the price to get into this range before I can actually have a buy momentum. And looking at it from this perspective alone, it tells me more about what I should be expecting from the market. So that means I can be waiting for the price to actually do something like this, before I pick up for a buy. And the price of the market to do that is about 89 to 90 pips on average. And when you look at something different on the daily time frame perspective, we have on the weekly time frame perspective, rather, we have 2 weeks already on the bearish side for Great Britain pounds US dollar. And on Euro US dollar, we just have one bearish candle. If you look at that, that's a little bit of difference. And these guys move together, right? So what's happening there? We shall see that in the future. So on the 4 time frame perspective, this is what we have on the Great Britain pounds US dollar perspective. And then what does that mean? Expecting more sell momentum about 90 pips into this range before we have a buy. That means Great Britain pounds US dollar is leading Euro US dollar in anticipation for what the market will likely do. And that is fantastic. Okay. That doesn't happen all the time. But let's check that on the 1 hour time frame perspective. Let's see what that looks like. If we're going to have opportunity to refine our entry on 1 hour time frame. Yes, that is also possible. Look at this. On 1 hour time frame, we can actually still refine our entry to this price level here, which means we can expect the sell to continue selling into this price range, remains the same, and 100 pips for a grab. And right there, we can be targeting a buy momentum in the market, which is about here. Okay, this is what I'm saying. So from here, I can be expecting more bullish momentum in the market. I don't know how many pips I'm going to risk right here, but it's not definitely going to be much. It's going to be very, very small. All right. So this is the outlook on Great Britain pounds US dollar for the week. This is 1 hour time frame. On 4 hour time frame, it also coincides just like that. So all of these movements down here, we've analyzed that last week, but all of those gave money for the last week, and last week is already past glory. So for this week, this is the outlook, and let's see what we have on the next currency pair. This is this is AUDUSD. Yeah, this guy has been ranging for a long time now. It's been really ranging, but I could tell you every single time when we analyze this, I tell you one simple thing that this guy has been forming a bullish momentum. However, and this is the ultimate target for AUD US dollar, which means we still have bullish momentum. Last week, I anticipated this for a buy, and if you took this outlook for last week, I believe you must have made some good profit on this, because in this ranging we also have some blessings. In the ranging we have some bullish momentum running right there, and for last week it did a lot of buying and selling, but most of it was a buy and it ended bullish. Okay, on the weekly time frame we're still expecting more bullish momentum on AUD US dollar currency pair. On the daily, let's see what we have on the daily. On the Monday, I think on Monday or Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, Monday it sold. Yeah, exactly. It sold very well on Monday. It sold about 80 something pips on Monday, and from Tuesday to Friday, it kept on buying, and it has bought about 100 pips tops. Okay, so basically, I was actually seeing it at a supply level, which I'm expecting it to sell a bit more into a price range before it will keep up for another level of buy based on the order flow of what it's doing in the market. So ideally, I will be expecting it to still do a little bit of movement to the downside in the coming days. Actually, last week I gave out a signal or an outlook market insight on where we should be expecting a sell from. So that's why I'm not taking out that level. And that exact level is marked here for this reason as a supply zone, which I was expecting the buy side liquidity to be grabbed before they will actually sell off. Now, the buy side liquidity was here and it was grabbed right here with this candles on 4 hours. Like after 8 to 12 hours was grabbed for liquidity. And currently the market is still residing inside that range. And of course, what I was anticipating was to see how the market will actually give a sell momentum from where it is currently to a lower price level. And where will I be looking at? So now I can take this out, and also I can take this out. So I have lesser charts I have lesser items on my chart. Now I can be expecting the price to actually get into this range. This is the 4 hour time frame anyways. I can always refine this on a lower time frame. So let's see that. So right here is where I'll be expecting AUD US dollar to sell into. And guess what? From there, I want to be taking a long position because that is exactly what I am seeing in the market. The market is known for buying and selling, so there is no offense. So I can't be waiting for the price to actually do this in the future. Meaning, I'm expecting it to sell into this range, and when it does, I'm expecting to buy away from this range as well in the future. So currently, the sell, I'll wait for it to happen. Probably it's going to break above and continue buying. That makes this expectation for a buy from here to be invalid, and it's fine, absolutely okay. So that is on 4 hour time frame. On 1 hour time frame perspective on AUD US dollar, let's see what we have. On the 1 hour time frame perspective, we can actually refine that zone. Like we can refine it completely. We can do something like this. I can make sure I look for a lesser risk right here. So which means if I'm going to be doing this, all I'm risking will be lesser. So that means I can be expecting this to happen. I can wait on this price level. What is the price level there? 0.63840 will be the new entry point for me to buy. In fact, I can lower that a little bit. Yeah, this is the new level, 0.63840. Am I still correct? Yeah, I think so. Okay, 0.6380, 0.6380. So, which is a fantastic way to actually analyze this and wait for the market to play out, do its thing, and we wait for the expectation. Two things will happen. Either it's profit or it's stop loss. So we are good for both. All right. That is how you should think in probability to trade the global financial market. And going straight to the next guy, which is the USD card. This guy did awesome well last week because we analyzed it and also we made some good profit from it. On the Monday alone, we had two positions here and it gave about 90 pips and another 45 pips extra. And that was a lot. Okay. On the weekly time frame perspective for the USD card, we have the price on the demand zone, which was giving a bullish momentum over the time. And then going to the daily time frame perspective, I'm not going to waste time here, don't worry. The market is actually ranging right here. So we can only settle for what we had on the higher time frame perspective. Believe it, the price will actually still buy more till it gets to this price level here. So far so well with this outlook, therefore, we can go to a lower time frame perspective, knowing we're still looking forward to more bullish momentum in the market. And on the 4 hour time frame perspective, last week was a good one for us because we expected the price to come into this range. Market open from here and move just into that range, about 4 pips, which is less than 4 pips drawdown. And markets moved straight to 95 or 90 pips in total and went back again to give us some buy opportunity. And we milked this really in the market for last week. So all of this now, I can take them out. You understand what happened there. But currently on the 4 hour time frame perspective, what am I expecting to see on USD card? Now, this zone is being known for the weekly time frame bullish momentum zone right here. Okay, this level is known for the bullish momentum. So this is just our demand zone on the 4 hour time on the weekly time frame. Now on the 4 hour time frame, we want to break it down. We want to see an entry opportunity. We want to forget about the buy zone here. It's been tapped into right here for last week, and the market has done this and it's done this, it's done this. So what exactly are we expecting to see on the 4 hour time frame perspective for the week? All right, I'm going to be marking out this level, which is right here. I'm going to mark now this level here. We'll be expecting the price to get into this zone here before I take a buy. So if market is going to be doing that, that will be about 75 pips momentum into this range. I think I can still do something like this. Yes, fantastic. So if for you to see clearly, I can do it this way. Can you see it? This is where I'm targeting. I'm targeting this level now for the market. I'm targeting to see the price come into this range before I pick up or a buy because right here it looks good for me to buy from. I'm not going to buy from where the market is right now. It's not settled. I want the market to settle before I jump into it. And look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm risking and look at where I'm expecting the price to get into. A little bit of sell into this range, which is about 80 something pips on average, 87 pips on average. And I'm expecting to buy from there, which is buying off to about 130 pips or 100 pips on average. So this is my outlook on the USD CAD. Okay, that being said, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. No time. Okay, this is USDJPY. USDJPY actually didn't pick up for a buy for last week. We expected it to buy from here, so it didn't buy that. Taking out this level. We expected it to actually expected it to still come back into this range for a retracement before I pull up for a buy. It didn't come there again. So USDJPY really moved without me last week. So let's see for the week if this week is going to be fine for USDJPY. All right, on the weekly time frame perspective, we've seen how the market has played out its order flow and the levels was respected right there. We've seen how the protected low was actually protected. We see how the price has actually done a lot of movements into back and forth of the market on the weekly time frame outlook and all of this range and this and that. Okay, less of the story. What happened last week was a bullish momentum for this guy, expecting it to take out this high right here. And currently, what is the current position on the lower time frame? Go to daily time frame perspective. Look at the market from this outlook. Look at what the price is doing right here. Look at this. It's looking more like the price has rejected the zone before, and currently the price is heading towards that zone again. Now, what are we expecting really in the market for this week? Going to the 4-hour time frame to find out that you will see that the price is actually at a demand zone, sorry, at a supply zone. When you look at that, look at this. So this is the supply zone, of course, and when you see this, you expect the price to react from here. And we've seen the reaction, bullish momentum, seeming to be exhaustive right here. Let's wait for more bearish momentum or bullish momentum. Let them fight through it right there, and let us show us the change of character right there, and let just watch them to do whatever they want to do and move lower to a price level we understand, and we can take a buy momentum from a price level like this on the 4-hour time frame. So which means I'm going to be buying this guy from this level as well. I'm going to be buying USDJPY from this price range. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to be buying from here. So basically, this looks good on the 4-hour time frame as well, but I'm going to be buying from a lower time frame like this, which is at 1.144.558. That is where I will be buying USDJPY from. Okay, look at the daily again. Look at the daily. It's pretty simple. Look at the daily again. The daily looks more like it's going to buy a little bit before it continues to sell off. But if it sells, we're still going to buy in the future. So this is my outlook on USDJPY. All right. So without wasting time, we just check one more guy and we are done for this week. And every other thing will be in between the week. I'll be looking at the charts, scanning through it, and I'll be checking, I'll be updating, so to say. So let's keep it simple. Good. Yes, good, good, good. It did fantastic well last week for the last outlook we had on it. It gave some good pips in the market. And look at this also. It has tapped out this buy side liquidity. And with that outlook, therefore, I was expecting a sell from here. I've been expecting a sell to move into this range with time, but currently it's not just respecting that zone enough. And well, market can do whatever it wants to do. It can break above here to complete this cycle. This is also very, very possible. It might not actually come back here. Well, that's left to good. But for me, let me just check it out on the weekly time frame for this week, and let's see the opportunity we have. Then we are done. All right. On the weekly time frame perspective, gold looks very, very choppy because of what's going on for quite some weeks now. It's been found within this price range right here, and it's really been choppy. And what do we have to do with that? Nothing, absolutely nothing. So all we can do is to look for an opportunity that suits us on the weekly time frame that we have. So looking at that now, we have the daily time frame here. Also, it's been really ranging on the daily and showing bullish momentum from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. After the low has been secured right here, we have the high, which is above here, and currently it has been invalidated for the last trading day of last week. And looking at the price from that perspective alone, we can expect more bullish momentum in the market, but we can expect more bearish momentum for a reason. If Monday creates its own candle, then we can have an opportunity to see an imbalance price zone right here, depending on how Monday candle we close, whereby we can now expect more bearish momentum before it will now do a little bit of bullish momentum. That means the price might not actually come to seek all the liquidity below this price level as I anticipated for last week. So that is also very, very possible. But on the daily time frame, that is it. For 4-hour time frame, let's see what we have on 4-hour time frame, because at the end of the day, gold we still buy to take out the all-time high. Last week we saw BTC doing the same. So let's see that for the week. Let's see what's going on with this guy now. Currently on 4-hour time frame perspective, let me take out this so to avoid confusion. Let's see what we have here between this price level and this price level. We can expect the price of the market on gold to actually do something like this. Can you see that? You can expect the price to actually do something like this. I'm coming. I want to actually pull this rightly. I want to pull this here and do something like this. This is also very, very possible because we have an imbalance zone right there on gold, and we can as well expect the price to come into this range just like that. Sorry, just like that, and we can have a buy from there. So far so well. So far so well. Gold is not really doing bad, but I expect more sales from it on it before I look for a buy on gold. And currently, where is the level that I will still be anticipating to see this more momentum in the future? Let's so. Apart from that, it is very, very possible that we can just expect the market to still go lower on a lower time frame. And currently on 4 time frame, this is not looking bad. But then don't forget that on higher time frame perspective, we'll be expecting more bullish momentum on gold. This is the outlook. Don't forget, this is the outlook on it. But then if US dollar is going to be stronger, well, let's see DXY on 1 hour time frame perspective of gold. Let's see how the reaction will look like. Most likely, we can expect the price to actually still dump further, to dump to a price level whereby we can expect more bullish momentum from there in the future. So what price could that actually be? Let's check it out. Let's check it if we have any. Not looking fantastic, but at least we have something. We have a price level like here. We can expect the price to actually still move to on the 1 hour time frame perspective. And this is also a very good point to expect the price to get to before we have a bullish momentum in the market. So far, so well. This is not doing bad. And also this is a price level too. One, I think 33 right here, 33. Yeah, this level too is a very good one. We can also expect gold to come into. Just that being careful of how I anticipate sell on gold because it's more of bullish momentum in the long run. This is about 328 pips, and also it can be more than that if it comes to this lower price level. But ideally, I would just like to wait for Monday candle to close to determine what I will do with gold. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'll be stopping for today. Thank you very much. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more outlook. It's going to be a fantastic week for every one of you, and let's trade with proper risk management. God bless you. See you again next week. Bye for now.